All I ever did was constantly put myself in position to win in my life. Literally, nobody else is going to do that for me. Something about me trying to progress in my life rubbed her the wrong way. I'd rather you be a weirdo and be yourself than to be cool and be somebody else. Because what you don't realize is that you're not cool even still. I hate to say it, man, but some people are going to some people are going to try to stop you from progressing the minute it stops benefiting them. It's just the truth. Let me tell y'all a little story. I had a friend of mine to tell me something about myself, right? It's so crazy too because I can't even really tell you the details. Not that I can't, because I won't. I physically and literally cannot, because she was so far off that as I was hearing her say these things, I didn't internalize a single word she said. So I can't even remember what she said in totality. But I remember this was, I don't even want to timestamp it, but I remember she was telling me something about myself. So she thought. The long story short is she tried to call me selfish because I was putting my personal development first in my life. Now, this is somebody who I met. I was young, you know. It was like when I was in college. I met her at a time where I was on my path trying to figure out where I was going next. And you know, it was one of them friendships where y'all are in the trenches together. Y'all are all, everybody that you know is kind of struggling in life, and y'all are holding each other down like, nah, we're going to get through this type of thing. I feel like that's what it was. Something about me trying to progress in my life rubbed her the wrong way, I guess. And she tried to tell me, like, she felt like she was being helpful by saying stuff like, yeah, you just got to be mindful of how you come off when you're doing this and that, and you were being I feel like you were just being a little selfish when you did this. I'm like, I'm missing the issue. All I ever did was try to constantly put myself in position to win in my life. I never stepped on anybody. I never snaked anybody, backdoored somebody. I encouraged and supported all my friends. All I ever did was take the best opportunities that were at my disposal, that were at my fingertips, and use my resources to propel myself to the next level. Because literally, nobody else is going to do that for me. I'm aware of that. But I think she wanted me to take a back seat and let somebody else do this, and I just chill and be humble. Not that humility is a bad thing, but I saw this video of Dame Dash. He was like, I'm not being humble. He was like, he said, don't ever tell me to be humble. Not to say that he wasn't going to literally be humble, but I think what he was trying to say was a lot of times when people try to tell you to be humble, it's because they're trying to humble you. Not because you're being arrogant, but because they're intimidated by your success or whatever, and they want to bring you down. I feel like she was trying to humble me in that moment. I didn't like that. As she was saying what she was saying, you know how somebody start telling you something, and you're like, yeah, 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 and you following, and then they say something, and it's like, wait, like I'm not. You just lost me. She lost me completely. I was like, wait, what are you saying right now? You saying, let me be clear. I'm asking questions for clarity. No, I'm thinking maybe I'm misunderstanding. No, I heard her exactly what she meant. If she had caught the old me and was telling me all this, I would have been like, oh wow, I had no idea. Let me go ahead and, but it's like, I won't sacrifice the truth to not step on toes. The truth, the reality of things, that comes first. And I try to deliver messages the best way I can, but sometimes the truth is just what it is, and people just don't like it. That day I had to realize maybe her perception of me is just that, her perception. Because, I think it's important to leave room for the idea, the possibility that maybe you did do the things that you're being accused of. But sometimes people are just wrong. You got the wrong idea of me. I thought you knew me. I thought you knew better than this. Clearly not. You telling me all these things about myself, and you think you giving me a helping hand and giving me sound advice, when really I feel like you just bringing me down. you're kind of dragging my name through the mud a little bit. That's not my character. You know that. Why are you acting like that? I had to understand nobody can tell me who I am. When you do the real work of self-discovery and you look yourself in the mirror, you look yourself in the eyes in that mirror, and you analyze yourself, sometimes you gotta be harsh too. Very harshly critique yourself so that you know things about you and nobody can tell you about yourself. You gotta know. You can't be lacking self-awareness out here. You gotta know who you are, because we have our good, we have our bad. I know the things about me that are good qualities, and I know the qualities about me that I'm actively working on. I'm gonna hold you to a high standard, especially if you have any dealings with me, but I'm not holding you to a higher standard than I'm holding myself. Never let anybody tell you who you are, especially when you know who you are. If you don't know who you are, they might be right when they say what they say. They might be right. You might be that. But when you do that real work, nobody can sit in your face and tell you who you are. You know who you are. You put that work in. I tell this to anybody. I try to give people their power back. Too often people are looking around at other people to validate them. Why are we doing that? I had to tell one of my guys. He was asking me, what do I think of his video? It doesn't matter what I think. It's a great video. But what does it matter? What I think about it. What do you think about it? We're looking around to our left. I look this way first. We're looking around to our left. We're looking around to our right. We look up, we look down. I don't believe in giving other people, giving outside factors, external factors, the power to identify me. That identification has to happen within. You got to know who you are. Because the minute you don't know, you allow somebody else to assign what they want to assign to you. And it just might stick. We don't need to be validated by our friends, by our parents, by our cousins, our aunt, uncle, co-workers. Definitely not by strangers. We don't need validation from anybody. All we need to do is focus on what we're here to do on this earth and dive deep into that work that is only yours. The work that only has your name on it. You'll find you. You'll find your purpose. You'll find your path, your trajectory. But do not be ashamed to be you. I used to be ashamed to be me. There was a time where I didn't know who I was, but whenever I felt like I was being close to who I think I might be, I felt shame because I didn't look like everybody else. I didn't act like everybody else. I didn't sound like everybody else. I didn't dress like everybody else. It was a tough thing to go through, but it's something that I'm glad I went through, because without that, who knows where I'd be. Never be ashamed to be who you are. You might come across some folks and be like, that guy's weird. But I think the beautiful thing is that, yeah, he might be, but if nothing else, he's being himself. I'd rather you be a weirdo and be yourself than to be cool and be somebody else. Because what you don't realize is that you're not cool even still, because you just stole that guy's personality. Where did you get that from? You stole that from him. Who are you? You know how you look at a guy, you can kind of tell you're not really being yourself. Who are you mimicking? People can smell it on you. They can see it. They can sense it when you're not being authentic. So I do what I don't even want to say I try to be authentic. I don't try to do anything. I really just be. If my dad is watching this, I just do me. I just do me. That's what I have to get out of trying to, the perfection thing is just not real. You just got to get up and do it. Whatever it is you do, just get up and do it, man. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. You know who you are. You know whose you are. Never let somebody else who's been created try to tell you what kind of creation you are. Please don't. They're not that important. They don't have that much power. They don't have power at all. My name is AUSTINSLENS, man. Thank you for watching this video. Another one in the books. Like the video if you liked it. Comment what you think. Share with somebody who needs to hear this, man. And subscribe to the channel. I'm going to catch you on the next one.
Yeah, hey.